Hello humans, Master DinnerFlax here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I decided I'm going to talk about Allure of Darkness, and how and why it is not as powerful as it was when it was originally conceived and released. So first off, let's give you some backstory. Upon the release of Allure of Darkness, it was probably the most powerful spell in the game that was at 3. And that was at a time with 3-dimension fusion. 1-dimension fusion. 1 premature burial. 1 monster reborn. Heavy storm. I don't believe confiscation anymore. But anyways, those cards were there. And Allure of Darkness was probably stronger than them. Because in a way you could just always activate it. So what makes Allure of Darkness good is the fact that unlike the other 2-for-2 draw spells, you decide what you toss or banish or pitch after you see the cards you drew. Which is a huge, huge difference. Because that means if you're getting ready to toss something to resolve Allure, but you draw into something that you have no use for, you fix your hand after you get your draws, which is insane. Like, for a draw spell, that's absurd. Unlike D-Draw, you're pitching the D-Draw Destiny Hero you have in hand, but what if you draw a more useless... What if you're, like, pitching Plasma, but you draw into Malicious? Well, that's unfortunate. But, so all these things are telling you, wow, Allure of Darkness is insane. So why is it not as good as it used to be? Well, let's get started. So first off, there are 3 main things that make Allure of Darkness not as good as it used to be. And one of them is pretty interesting because it has nothing to do with the card design itself. It just has to do with the format it was played in. At the time, Destiny Heroes, this is point number 1, Destiny Heroes were probably the most played archetype in the game, and they were not played because they were Destiny Heroes. They were played because they were named Destiny Hero, aka Destiny Draw. So, a lot of the things is, it was one of the first times where conceivably you were playing a, quote, Garnet. Because the Destiny Hero monsters, they were good, but they weren't better than most of the generic monsters in the game. Like, there were a handful that were just unfair, but, like, their Destiny Draw made kind of mediocre monsters that without Destiny Draw you wouldn't play into an amazing engine that you always played in almost any deck, except Gladiator Beast, but that's a different thing. So, if you're playing Destiny Heroes all the time, only to toss them, well, Allure of Darkness is now an extra 3 copies of Destiny Draw. Which, means you can probably cut down on the Destiny Heroes a bit, because now you can just, turbo through your deck faster to play to the Destiny Heroes you want to play, instead of needing to play so many for D-Draw, just for when you see both at the same time. Second, because of that, yeah, that was the first point. And second, I want to say that back then, the extra deck was nothing. It was a fusion deck for certain decks, and almost no one played from the extra deck. No one played from the extra deck except Gladiator Beast. So if that's the case, then how do you get to monsters or spells and traps that deal with something? Because we're so pampered to the extra deck that we just say, oh, I'll just unicorn that. The best out in the game to cards on the field was a limited Snipe Hunter. A Snipe Hunter out 1 in your deck. Okay, that's huge. That means you have to try to draw into this. Alright? So if all my outs are not in my extra deck, but in my main deck, I need draw power. Well, Allure of Darkness. And, like, and then now here's point number 3. It's kind of like point number 2, but it's pretty much saying, modern day, this is why it isn't great anymore. Allure Darkness pitches what used to be a dead card, a dark, but that dark now in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is usually a play. And what I mean by that is, if you have 2 Burning Abyss monsters in your hand and Allure Darkness, you could either make Dante, or go for 2 for 2 and not make Dante, possibly. Which one is better in a Burning Abyss deck? It's actually just that simple. It being the fact that monsters are more powerful now, just because they go into the extra deck, means everything. It literally means everything. And because of that, it's just... yeah, it's really just as simple as that. So, that's about it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and maybe I gave you some insight on why Allure Darkness just isn't the end-all be-all spell it used to be. So, yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.